Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. I'm your host, Patsun, and today we're gonna be taking a look at r/TrueOffMyChest, where OP's girlfriend is so pissed that her affair with his best friend got exposed during a girls' night out. Let's begin. Am I the asshole for wanting a divorce over cheating 20 years ago? Posted by Reddit user Last Lettuce.
Edit. I can't edit the title, so I'll put it here. The issue is continued lies, not the cheating. My wife slept with a close friend of ours 20 years ago. I found out about it through an email, not directly from her. I'm angry enough about this that I don't want to envision a rest of my life situation with her and have asked for a divorce. Here's why and some other important points. 1. She'd broken up with me at the time. We got back together about a year later and had both been with other people, but she was with this guy a few weeks after she'd left me. 2. The guy is the brother of my closest friend. I don't know exactly why that bothers me, but it does. 3. He'd hit on her previously and she didn't tell me. When I confronted her about that, she said, "I didn't realize he was hitting on me." That's not even remotely possible. I saw emails from him to her with him telling her how cute she was and that they should hang out sometime. He knew the two of us were in a relationship, and she saved these emails and never told me about them. 4. She was acting flirty and interested throughout the whole time we knew him. She completely denies this, but I know what I saw. 5. She emailed her friend after they hooked up, talking about how jealous she was of him and his new girlfriend. 6. She still claims that all that happened between the two of them was him attempting a kiss and then her shutting it down. We weren't 12, that's not what happens with two horny adults. I feel like she's insulting my intelligence. Also, I swear that the details of this story have changed over time. Once it was that they fooled around, next it was that they made out, now it's I was trashed, and he tried to kiss me. She swears the story has been consistent over time. 7. I called the dude a little over a year ago, edited for clarity, to confront him. He told me it happened more than once, but that they never had sex. She swears it was only once, and he's backtracked and says he has a bad memory. Since we got back together, she's been entirely faithful to the best of my knowledge. I have no reason to doubt that she's completely committed now. But I have no interest in growing old as a second choice, and that's how I feel. She says I've always been her first choice, and that I'm an asshole for wanting to break up a family, we have 2 kids, over a drunken minor indiscretion that she didn't even engage with 20 years ago, while we were already split. Note, she did the splitting. No one has been able to tell me clearly whether I'm the asshole, so internet, am I the asshole? Edit. Wow, you all are wild. I didn't expect so many comments, and can't respond to all of them, so I'll try to clarify a bit here. 1. Yes, we both slept with other people. No, I don't care that she slept with other people. This isn't about cheating, because this wasn't cheating. I tried to make that clear with the quotation marks in the title, but Reddit doesn't really do nuance or reading comp. I care because this was a many years long crush she had prior to the breakup, and it seems very apparently she left me to shoot her shot with this guy and got turned down, then came back. Again, it doesn't mean she violated some moral principle or weird dating rule, but I'm not obligated to accept second place either, I think. 2. Had she told me about it when it happened, it would have changed my calculus on whether or not to get back together. I honestly have no idea what decision I would have made, because I wasn't given that choice, but it definitely would have been a factor. 3. If she had told me a year ago, instead of me finding out on my own, I'd be pissed, but would have gotten over it pretty quick. As you all seem to be super into pointing out, it was 20 years ago, and we are different people now. But trust is trust, and I'm suspicious because she never told me, and even after me finding out, I've gotten vague and conflicting stories from her, which also conflict with what he told me. If this was so minor, why bother lying about it at all? 4. Someone mentioned sexual assault and I said she hinted at it. For clarity, what she said was that she was so drunk, she doesn't even know what happened, or if she could even have consented. This came up after the vague and conflicting stories I mentioned, and it feels like an excuse. Nevertheless, I guess it could be sexual assault, in which case, fuck that guy sideways much more so than I already think he ought to be fucked sideways. 5. No, there's no one I'm interested in at work, at the gym, at the coffee shop, or anywhere else. 6. Is this a midlife crisis? I don't know, maybe. Never had one of those before. I haven't bought a Porsche though, so maybe that's a good sign. 7. No, this wasn't a first relationship for either of us. We'd both been with a few people before we met and during the breakup for that matter. We were young, but not that young. I think I got most of the stuff folks seem confused about. I don't expect anyone to flop to not the asshole or everyone sucks here over this, but you folks asked or at least angrily assumed. Edit. I get it, y'all. The vast majority of you say I'm the asshole and I'm totally on board with that. Trolls will troll, but I'm actually only trying to respond to the folks with perspective, even though that perspective disagrees with mine. Please excuse me if I didn't respond to you. It's either because 1, there's so damn many of you. I had no idea there were so many people just waiting to be an asshole on Am I the Asshole, but I should have seen that coming. Or 2, your comment was so inane, unhelpful, and ignorant of the actual post that I'm not even sure how I would respond to it. I'm going to bed. Enjoy yourselves. Edit again. The email was found during a search for a receipt, I think, not rooting through her email, as you all seem so eager to assume. I kinda don't care who believes it or who hurt you folks, but too many of you are asking or assuming that I spend my nights off digging through my wife's old emails for me to respond to directly.
Look, OP, if you really are bothered by them lying to you about the details of their little fling, then just fucking leave, dude. Stop being a whiny little bitch on Reddit. You've been posting about this shit for about a year now, and you already know the important details. She broke up with you because she wanted a relationship with this guy, but she got rejected. That is exactly the reason why they are lying, because they've been fucking way before the breakup. Despite knowing that, you still reconciled with her, you still married her and had children. Either divorce or shut up about it. Also, you're a damn fool if you actually believe that your wife had been loyal to you this entire time. Get your kids DNA tested. And now for today's second story. My sister claims she caught my girlfriend cheating with a friend of mine. They both deny it. Posted by a throwaway Reddit account.
My girlfriend and I have been dating for a little over 3 years. Everything was great until about 6 months ago. We stopped having as much sex as we used to, and I'll admit that was mostly my fault. Work got really stressful and I had some family issues I had to deal with, and unfortunately, my relationship suffered a bit. We talked and I promised to put more effort into us. I do think things have gotten better overall, but I know we both still have room for improvement. Despite everything, I absolutely love this girl and don't want to lose her. Last night my girlfriend told me she was going to the club with some friends after work. I didn't think anything of it. They do this from time to time, so whatever. Last night around 11 p.m., my sister sent me some texts saying she saw my girlfriend and my friend making out at the club. I didn't believe her, and she said that when she went to grab her phone to get proof, they had stopped but were still dancing very intimately and did manage to get a couple of pictures. It made me very uncomfortable. I asked if they left together and she said she doesn't know. Here's my problem with all this. About 4 years ago, my sister told me she had a crush on my friend. She confessed to him and he turned her down, hard apparently. He told her she's not his type and she's way too young. According to him, she was persistent and he ended up being a little mean about it. She was really hurt by it, and even now she refuses to speak to him. It took her a whole year before she could even be in the same room as him. As far as I know, she has a decent relationship with my girlfriend. They aren't friends but are friendly. This morning, I sent the pictures in a text to my girlfriend and my friend and asked what the fuck was this. They both said all they did was dance. I told them they looked really close and that it was really inappropriate. She told me I'm being paranoid. I told them what my sister said she saw, and after a bit of arguing, my girlfriend said I either believe her or my sister. I told her I don't know what to believe and that I need time to think, and she said whatever. I messaged my friend privately and asked him to explain everything. I basically begged him and he hasn't messaged me. Not answering me feels like a sign of guilt. I don't think my sister would lie about this, but there is a part of me that thinks she might have seen an opportunity to hurt my friend for hurting her, or maybe I'm just being naive. I'm really not sure what advice I'm looking for. I just don't know how to go forward. And now, for OP's update. So I figured I'd give an update to what happened. They never texted me back at all. I probably would never have heard from either of them if I hadn't told them I just wanted the truth. They agreed to come over Monday night and explain everything. The long and short of it is that they did go back to his place and had sex, but claim it was the first time. About 4 months ago they ran into one another after her and I had a particularly bad fight that I don't remember, and he noticed she was upset, so he took her out for lunch and they talked about our relationship and me. They exchanged numbers. She ended up texting him about 2 weeks later after I went fishing with some friends for the weekend and apparently have been texting daily and hanging out 2 to 3 times a week. She went to extreme detail about exactly how I've pushed her away these last 6 months. I told her I thought things got better after we talked about everything, and she claims it got better for about 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then it was right back to where it was. I asked why she didn't bring it up again and she claims she did. I told her, regardless, she should have just broken up with me and that cheating on me shouldn't have been her response to what was happening between us. She agrees she fucked up, but says I share blame in all this as well. I asked her if it was just sex between the two of them and they both said no. I also asked why not just tell me the truth when I confronted them with the pictures and they said they panicked. I asked him if he had anything he wanted to add and he said he's sorry it happened the way it did, but he's not sorry that it happened. I told him there are dozens of women out there he could have gone for, regardless of the problems between her and me. He didn't have to go for my girlfriend. He said she hasn't been my girlfriend for 4 months. I told them to get out. I don't really know how I'm feeling right now. I hated them when they walked in and when they left, but now I don't know. I went to remove her from social media last night and she had a picture on her Instagram of the two of them. I skimmed through the comments and some people were asking what happened to me. Some people were congratulating them and saying they looked cute together, so that didn't feel great. I also apologized to my sister for throwing her under the bus. I didn't realize that I did that until some people commented that that's exactly what I did. She said she doesn't care if it meant finding out the truth and getting them out of my life. I'm probably staying single for a while. Some people suggested therapy. Maybe that's something to explore down the line. Anyway, that's it.
Now, this is usually where I give my own opinions about the story, but we have these excellent comments by other Redditors that pretty much sums up what I'm going to say. So let's listen to a few.
I would have responded to the comments asking what happened to you. Well, she cheated on me with my best friend and now they're apparently together. We broke up last night when she admitted fucking him and tried to blame me. Friends, beware of both of these people, especially around your partners. But I'm petty as fuck. Yeah, I absolutely would have replied with something along these lines as well. No reason to sugarcoat it, and you certainly don't owe these two cheating betrayers a damn thing. If they aren't ashamed of their behavior, then they shouldn't mind you telling everyone the truth. I say what you've learned here is your sister is reliable and has your back and that the other two can do one. She's a remorseless bitch for saying it's your fault she cheated. He's a total twat for going with his mate's girlfriend. Remove both from your life and be thankful you've got a family member you can rely on. I'd make a public post about their cheating. Tell her family, his family, mutual friends, then block both of them. I've thought about it, but I don't know if I want to invite the drama that's going to cause into my life. Do it, block their numbers and take a break off social media. Keep the statement to the point like, so many of you may have questions in regards to my relationship. I found out my ex-girlfriend and friend of mine were cheating behind my back for some time. I'm going to take a break off social media and focus on healing, moving past this and working on myself. Please feel free to reach out if you are looking to hang out. Don't name call, try and make it as to the point as possible so it can't be twisted around like you're the asshole. Also remember they'll probably be telling people their own version of it. Either way, sorry to hear OP. It's likely they'll end up cheating on each other. She may try crawling back, but hopefully you see how toxic of a person they both are. They're the type that you have to cut in order to succeed in life. Best of luck to you.
Viewer support is the best way for me to remain independent and continue bringing you these daily videos, which will always be here on my channels for you to watch absolutely free. So please consider subscribing to me on Rumble and on YouTube. Both will be linked in the description box down below. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you even somewhat enjoyed today's story, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and if you really like it, consider subscribing to PattSun to never miss a future upload. Stay strong.